Yeah, looks great.
Jimmy,
Hi, Jimmy.
Hey, William, how's it going, man?
good. How are you?
Good.
I
Jimmy,
think they're going to ask
can
you
you
to
please say your
slate.
name and yeah, can you please say your name and outlet, please?
Jimmy Weinholtz, the Horrific Network.
Thank you, and go.
How are you doing, Jimmy?
Good, William, man. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me today.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Um, first and foremost, I gotta say I caught the Comic Con at Home panel that was moderated by Kevin Smith with
Mhm.
with all you guys, and his review nails it in the statement that he said that this movie right now is a movie that we as just like humanity can use as far as being like just that good vibe film. So
Wow.
congratulations to you getting to come
Thank
back.
you.
I gotta imagine it felt really cool to come back. All the original cast makes at least some kind of a cameo in there.
Right.
How was that experience getting it all back together?
That was great. It was lovely, and it was. I mean, I agree. I don't think it could have happened at a better time. I mean, this year has been just as dismal. Well, I mean, this is one of the hardest 6 months or so um, that I can remember, and to have this movie dropping is sort of a godsend because it's you know it I we couldn't be more ready for it. I mean that I guess that's what I mean. I mean
100%.
we need some Bill and Ted right now,
For sure.
seriously. Um, and and to it took so long for the third one to come along that and it was sort of like I didn't. It wasn't that I gave up, you know, hoping that there would be a third one. I guess I always sort of hoped there would be a third one,
Yeah.
but it just took forever and ever to get it to get it to happen. But the minute we hit the set, the minute we got the band back together,
Mhm.
it was like we'd never stopped. It was like it was like we were together yesterday, you know.
Right.
We all look a little older, but the jazz was still there. We were, you know, it was the first time it had been the first time in 30 years or something that I'd seen Keanu, and Alex, and it was just whoa.
It's funny that you say this. The jazz is still there because the thing with Def's role in this film is it reminded me a lot, without trying to give too much spoiler away, it reminded me a lot of like a VH1 Behind the Blow segment where all of a sudden the members see, like you're saying, you see each other for the first time in what has been a while. And the reaction when you guys, I won't say how you find each other again, but when you guys find each other again, I was almost waiting for the confessional of Def, like that one-on-one shot of when they
It
came
was like
walking into my place, they thought,
it was like when the Eagles get back
yeah,
together for the Hell Freezes Over tour,
right.
right? And they're saying like, yeah, no, he was an ass. He was, I can't believe it, man. That's why we kicked him out of the band.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was there was a lot of that, but a lot of I mean, in the story of the movie, a lot of time has passed for them as well. So it's
Oh,
not
right. Oh, yeah.
you know they haven't seen each other in a little while.
When you got back up into that makeup, because I know you've had roles in just straight up horror films, and this is just that feel good 80s comedy, like good vibe type of a film, but your character is deaf, man. You are kind of like
Oh,
for the straight horror fan. I mean, we're predominantly horror movies. You're kind of the the representation of horror, the Grim Reaper, but now you get to put that spin on it. How much fun is that for as someone who's done straight horror films to come into Bill and Ted, but you're still the Grim Reaper, but you get to put that kind of zany take on him.
I guess that's why it's one of my favorite things about playing this character was that he in Bogus Journey, when you first see Death, you're afraid of him. Mm-hmm. They've died. The boys are dead. They've been killed. And, they went to hell. But when the first time you see the Reaper, he's a terrifying figure.
Right.
And then, they challenge him to games. And it's only when they get to the games and he starts to lose that you begin to see this other side, right. Like how insecure he is, how petulant he is. Best 3 out of 5, best 5 out of 7, best. He starts to unravel, and right before your eyes, in the course of then he's humiliated, and then finally he joins the band, and he wants to be. The Reaper goes on this wonderful journey so that by the end of the movie, he's in the band. Right. And he's like blossomed into this some other kind of creature.
Right.
So, that's what was really fun about him was that he, for me anyway, was that he starts so scary. That was the job, was be as frightening as you possibly can be at the beginning, mm-hmm. and then let it crumble, until he's like a silly babbling mess.
Yeah,
like all the rest of us,
Yeah, but he gets to like percolate into Bill and Ted's death. Like he's
right.
Like you say, he gets
don't fear the Reaper, dude.
Yeah, his return too was something that I was super excited about when the trailer dropped and we got that shot of you playing hopscotch by yourself. And it was like, it was nothing that was like huge to where we knew exactly what they were going to do with you, but we knew that they were going to have an interaction with you. And it was like, man, they got like everybody's coming back for this.
I was like, that's great. That's really great. I've been amazed at the reaction to, people asking, is the Reaper coming back? Are you coming back as the Reaper? I didn't realize that he was such a popular figure,
And I think a lot of that stems from the fact that like what you said is the first time that we see you when they're dead, in the Clifty area, and you're kind of, you're hunting them down as the Grim Reaper hunts all of us down.
He's got to go.
But then you put this, your true character comes out, and it's like instantly he is this relatable figure, and he's got these feelings too. And again, that comes through in this film too, where when they find you again, even
feelings, yeah, exactly. He's still it's like he picks right up where they left off. It was like his feelings get hurt so easily. He bruises easily,
The excitement when we see is, now with the promo art and everything, it's no secret that Bill and Ted and the princesses have continued their lineage, and they have 2 daughters who do a great job, I think, personifying Bill and Ted in their own ways in this movie. Right. And you have a pretty cool interaction with the 2 of them as well. What was that like, getting to see them be Bill and Ted in their own way, and Death having his own relationship with them too?
They were delightful. They were, I guess, it must have been just a little bit intimidating for them to, step into those shoes, because in a funny way they're continuing on this tradition.
Right.
But they're such, first of all, they're such good actors.
Yeah.
That once the scene was underway, once they approached Death with what they wanted from him and what he needed from them, it was just lovely. They're so sweet on the set and so good. It always feels a little bit like a tennis match or something. I don't play tennis, but like you hit the, you throw something out and the actor you're working with catches it or hits it back, but they have to run over here. You have to really be listening,
Right.
to, and that's when the thing begins to lift off the page, because and they were terrific at that. It felt like, like jazz musicians sitting down, and you get the give and the take was immediate and automatic. It was very fun.
Well, William,
And they're very young. I felt super old.
When this movie comes out, and whether or not, wherever the viewer may be, if they're able to watch it in a movie theater setting, or even if it's just at home, hopefully they're streaming it online to the TV. Hopefully they got a good group of buds that are getting to watch it all together, which I think is
That'd be the best way, wouldn't it?
Yeah, the personification of Bill and Ted. What do you hope is like that takeaway after watching?
I hope that the audience that comes and sees it comes away with this feeling that we're going to get through this thing. We're all going, the spirit is unquenchable. There's and the spirit that Bill and Ted bring to everything, like, this sort of optimism, the Bill and Ted optimism that got them through the first two movies. It's just unquenchable. And I think, I would love it if the audiences come away feeling like, yes, let's, we've been waiting a long time for this, this third installment. And I'm hoping that it's as satisfying for them as it was for us to do, and leaves them with a real positive, good feeling in the midst of all of this
craziness.
Yeah.
I will say, man, like you said, the optimism definitely shines through the film. The hope now that there's been a third there. As a fan, you can only hope with something like this that perhaps one day there's a fourth. And I hope that if there ever is, man, that we get to see Death again. I'll tell you, the ultimate twist is maybe Death at some point has a spawn, man. Like, if they're all has a child.
Oh, dude,
we got to pass off that bass guitar somehow.
Well, that would mean there's a Mrs. Death.
That would, I mean,
whoa.
Opening up
let me call the writers and get them going on that. They better hurry. If it takes another 30 years, they're going to have to get someone else to play Death.
William, man, I sincerely thank you for your time. The movie is awesome. Everybody go out there when it becomes available. Check out Bill and Ted Face the Music. I know I'm going to watch it again and again. It was a great return for all you guys. It's awesome to see all you guys. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy. And cut, please.